This is day one of the Lindsay Clancy murder trial recap in 5 minutes. Lindsay Clancy's murder trial began on July 27th with opening statements. However, at the time of making this video, August 3rd, day 5 has concluded, but I am retroactively giving you recaps so that you have a full picture going forward. As I've stated before, this case is not about proving who killed Lindsay Clancy's children. At least everybody in the courtroom agrees that Lindsay Clancy is the one responsible. The question is she criminally responsible? As always, I am a certified law nerd, bona fide non-attorney. This is not legal advice, just my interpretation of what I'm hearing in the court record. Let's begin. If you haven't watched my recap or are brand new to this case, go ahead and watch that first. I give you some bare bones background on the case. Lindsay Clancy is facing 3 counts of murder, along with 3 counts of assault and battery with a dangerous weapon. If she is convicted of first-degree murder, Massachusetts law requires a mandatory sentence of life in prison without the possibility of parole. Her defense, however, is not arguing that she didn't commit these crimes. Instead, they are asking the jury to find her not criminally responsible, arguing that severe postpartum psychosis, combined with an extensive psychiatric medication regimen, left her unable to appreciate the wrongfulness of her actions. If the jury agrees, that is not an acquittal in the general sense. It would likely mean commitment to a secure psychiatric hospital where her release would depend on future evaluations and court approval. In the days leading up to day 1, the court spent several days selecting a jury. Potential jurors were questioned extensively about mental illness, postpartum depression, postpartum psychosis, psychiatric medication, suicide, and whether they could fairly evaluate expert testimony. Of course, that was not random by any means. Mental health is expected to become a central issue in this trial, so both sides wanted jurors who could keep an open mind despite the incredibly emotional nature of this case. Ultimately, they successfully selected 12 jurors and 6 alternates. The prosecution wasted no time laying out its theory. According to prosecutors, on January 24, 2023, Lindsay Clancy carefully created an opportunity to be alone with her children by asking her husband, Patrick, to leave the house to pick up takeout and medication. While she was gone, prosecutors allege she deliberately killed all 3 children before attempting to take her own life. The Commonwealth acknowledged that Lindsay struggled with her mental health and had been receiving psychiatric treatment, but they argued that those struggles do not excuse criminal responsibility. Their position is that the evidence will show planning, awareness, and intentional decision-making. In other words, they believe she knew exactly what she was doing, and she understood that it was wrong. The defense told a very different story. They described Lindsay as a loving mother, whose mental health rapidly deteriorated in the months after giving birth. Jurors were told that she repeatedly sought help, saw multiple mental health professionals, was prescribed numerous psychiatric medications, and desperately wanted to get better. The defense argued that by January 24, 2023, Lindsay was not acting out of anger, revenge, or malice, but was experiencing postpartum psychosis so severe that she had lost touch with reality and was incapable of appreciating the wrongfulness of her actions. One of the most significant moments from opening statements came when defense attorney Kevin Reddington essentially acknowledged that his client, Lindsay Clancy, did in fact kill her children. Now, this may sound a little counterintuitive, but legally I think it makes sense. The defense is acknowledging the wrongdoing, but asking whether, because of a severe mental disease or defect, Lindsay was capable of appreciating that what she was doing was wrong. After all, a diagnosis of postpartum depression, anxiety, or even psychosis does not automatically satisfy the legal standard for a finding of not criminally responsible. However, to play devil's advocate for a second, the defense is not relying on a diagnosis alone. They are expected to point to the severity of Lindsay's alleged symptoms, her repeated attempts to seek treatment, the number of psychiatric medications she was prescribed, and the observations of the doctors and family members who interacted with her in the months and days leading up to the killings. So the jury will not simply be deciding whether Lindsay Clancy was mentally ill, they will have to decide how severely that illness affected her ability to understand what she was doing. Over the next several weeks, the jury will be hearing from investigators, doctors, psychiatrists, family members, and other experts to determine which version the evidence actually supports. The Commonwealth also called its first witness on day 1, Patrick Clancy, the ex-husband of Lindsay Clancy and the father of her children. And we're going to do a separate video for his testimony because I feel like it deserves a much closer look. It was very emotional, very detailed, and in my opinion, raises a lot of questions. So make sure that you like and follow or subscribe, comment, do all of the things so I can continue to bring you these updates. I'll catch you in the next one.